All right, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? It's your boy Ryan here. Let me go ahead and get to the video. Obviously, the topic of the day, you guys have voted. It's going to be the importance of exclusives. But before we get into the actual video, I got to announce the winner of the giveaway. It is the 4th, so let's go ahead and announce the winner. I got the random name picker here. I'm going to pick 2 winners, so just in case we have a repeat where the person, doesn't get back in touch with me, it'll go to the second winner. So that's how we're going to do this. So the first winner is Sunny Patel. And the second winner is VidKid96. So you guys go. These are the winners of the, this is the winner of the Uncharted Collector's Edition. So there you guys go. And that's it. Congratulations to you guys. Congratulations. Let's go ahead and start the video. All right, guys, welcome to the video. What's going on? Let's go ahead and get into the topic. Shout out to everybody who participated in the giveaway. Congratulations to the winners. Congratulations. I will be posting gameplay on the channel later on today. It's going to be some Batman gameplay for you guys. So, yes, it'll be uploaded for you guys so you guys can enjoy that. Is there anything else I need to touch on? No, I don't think so. Oh, yes, I do. I do need to touch on something. If you guys didn't know, Andrew House, he actually has stepped down as the president of Sony Interactive Entertainment. He is no longer the president of Sony Interactive Entertainment. He has stepped down and he has passed the mantle on to somebody else. He is, however, a chairman for Sony Interactive Entertainment at this moment before he finally leaves. So he is still with Sony, but he's no longer the president of the company. Of that particular, that branch. I wish to do none but the best, and I already covered that in the video. I'll have that at the end of this video as well, so you guys check that out. But I wish him none but the best, man. The guy is a great individual, very well-spoken individual, and I know he's going to land on his feet, definitely. Any company that gets their hands on him or gets to work on him will be lucky. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be fine. So, Andrew House, man, thank you so much for all your work for PlayStation, man. 27 years. That's longer than some people ever last in terms of a marriage. 27 years of dedication and devotion for a company. That's something that right there you just gotta respect. You know what I'm saying? That's something you gotta respect. Especially when you count the good times and the horrible times and the triumphant times, like the E3 revealed the PS4 where they basically won the hearts of gamers again. You know what I'm saying? So when you count all that in, you factor all that in, good job with Andrew House. Anyway, let's get into the video. So what is the importance of exclusives? Very simple, very easy. When you look at these consoles in 2017 especially, one of the main things that are on all consoles that makes up pretty much 90% of their library is third-party games. You know what I'm saying? Most of these AAA games that you're playing on your Xbox, your PS4, are basically third-party games, most of them. And the thing is, yes, they are on all platforms, and they also sell the most because they're on multiple consoles, but the main thing that separates a console from the other is exclusives. Why do I say that? Well, as simple as this. It goes like this. Whenever you have a console, right? Like if you have 3 different, in this case we have 3. When you have 3 consoles that offer the exact same thing in terms of third-party support, right? The exact same thing, only one might be better than the other in terms of graphical fidelity, right? What do you have to fall back on in terms of separating yourself from the pack and separating yourself from the pack and putting yourself out there as like, hey, this is our console for you to get, as opposed to this console? What is the main thing you fall back on? Easy, exclusives. When you look at Nintendo games appeal to everybody, right? They legit, they cater to everybody. That's what Nintendo is focusing on, catering to everybody. That's what they always focusing on. Everybody can play, everybody can play a Mario game. Everybody can play a Zelda, this like that. Everybody can play that and have fun. That's what they cater themselves to. That's why Nintendo has done such a great job over the years with their games. You know what I'm saying? We can talk trash about their but their hardware. Sure, their hardware, we can always talk trash about Nintendo's hardware, but at the end of the day, they got the software to back it up and give you, and they give the consumer a reason to buy that console for that first party. You look at Microsoft's side, Microsoft doesn't really take chances at all, hardly. Every chance they take, it goes like, it's like literally, it's like you have to sell a certain amount to them for them to actually invest in it again. And I hate to break it to Microsoft, but Uncharted 1 didn't sell a crazy amount of numbers. They really didn't. Uncharted 2 was the trend of starting to sell Uncharted at higher numbers. Uncharted 1 sold okay, but it didn't sell that great. And it received a lot of criticism because of things with the choice that they made with Uncharted 1, with the aiming, the platforming and all that. A lot of people were still liking the game, but they were like, man, these things can be improved. They improved this. Guess what? We'll have a great seller. Uncharted 2 comes out. It becomes a massive seller, and PlayStation came back, from the brink with Uncharted alone. You look at not God of War, but Gears of War, right? Gears of War was fresh, unique, and it sold well. And guess what? That put Xbox 360 on the map as a console to get. Why? Because you couldn't get Gears of War anywhere else. You couldn't get Gears of War on PC at that time. You only could get it on one platform. Xbox 360. You can only get those games on Xbox 360, along with Alan Wake, along with Halo. I mean, God, there were so many games. You can get all these games on Xbox. PlayStation, you look at that. You look at things now on PlayStation. What do we have on PlayStation? You got exclusive Spider-Man being worked on by not only Marvel but Insomniac. So both teams are working together on a Spider-Man game, and that's going to be one of two, or actually, I'm sorry, one of three, because it's going to be a trilogy. So when you have a trilogy of a Spider-Man game being exclusive to your console, that's how you know. That's how you give people an incentive to buy your console. When you have something like Days Gone, which is in front of you, that's an incentive to buy the console. God of War, Death Stranding, these games are all exclusive to that one platform. And sure, I know a lot of people like to, talk about PC guys begging or, petitioning. PC guys need to realize this, man. It's okay for you to, quote unquote, beg for an exclusive or quote unquote, ask for an exclusive. It's fine. That's understandable. You're a gamer. You want to play it at a higher fidelity and settings. That is very common on PC. But you fail to realize when it comes to Sony and especially Nintendo, Sony and Nintendo are not like Microsoft. Sony and Nintendo know that the only way to sell their hardware to the consumer is mostly through first-party games. Games that they cannot afford to put on a different platform. If they were to put Days Gone on PC day one with the PS4, how do you think the sales of that would have looked? The sales would have sold well on PlayStation, but it also would have done well on PC. However, that also would have given the sales of future sales of people who probably had a PC to buy it on the console. You know what I'm saying? If they don't have a console, if they didn't have the console, you really think they were going to buy the console now if it was on PC? No, they were going to buy it on the PC and play it at a higher fidelity. But you need exclusives to entice people to invest in your console. Microsoft has done great jobs, in the past. But if you look at what they're doing now, especially with the TV and everything, now they did a good job in terms of reversing that, sure. But they didn't do that because they wanted to. They did that because they had to. But they did a good job turning that around. I give them props there. But you have a new console coming out with the Xbox One X, and the Xbox One X is cool and all, it's got power, but again, it doesn't have an incentive for you to invest in. When I look at the Xbox One X, I don't see anything new being offered. I don't see new games being offered. I don't see new incentive to being offered. All I see is the same 3 games with just 4K textures packs on it. That's pretty much it. When you look at Forza looks good, but again, how many Forza games have we played since then? How many Forza games have we gone throughout the generation with Xbox? How many have we gone through? How many Halos have we went through? How many Gears of Wars have we went through? And at the end of the day, sadly, none of those games that I mentioned on the Xbox are exclusive anymore. They're on PC. So you guys really think somebody on PC is going to go, you know what? Yeah, forget my $1,500 rig here. I'm going to go invest in this Xbox One X and play it on the Xbox One X. No, you haven't given that person an incentive to do so. If these games were exclusive, if every single game on Xbox was truly exclusive like it was on 360, I guarantee you Microsoft would have been released the numbers of the Xbox One at this current time. Not only would the numbers be better, but they would not be in the current slums that they are doing now. Every week, it seems like the sales for the Xbox One are just declining every single week. And it's not because of Microsoft. Or actually, it is because of Microsoft, but it's not just because of Microsoft. It's because of their fan base as well. Their fan base hype up everything everything to the brink of dawn, and they don't support it. I mean, you got idiots coming here telling some, oh, Andrew House retired because the Xbox One X is coming out. Why would a dude who had spent 27 years with a company leave over a new piece of plastic, especially when the gap is over 30 million units, if not more? If not 40 million, with the PS4 almost hitting 70 million units sold. Why in God's name would Andrew House leave because Xbox One X is coming out? That makes zero sense, and if you believe that, you seriously need to get your head examined. And I'm sorry, but that is the God honest truth. You need to get your head examined because something's wrong with you mentally. Something is completely wrong with you mentally. There's some screws loose there. Some true screws loose, and I don't know what your problems is. I really don't. But you guys need to get that fixed. Again, if you look at every single thing on these consoles, right? Nintendo has done a good job of separating themselves from the pack, but they did it without even using exclusives. They have a gimmick with the whole, portable aspect. And that's another thing Nintendo does to keep themselves relevant and fresh. They try new innovative ways to involve the player, which is cool. PlayStation has always just been a powerhouse type of console that just pushes the boundaries of graphics and play. That's what they like to do. They pride themselves on, and guess what? Nobody's complaining. Sony does what they need to do, especially on console. The way console games look in 2017 is ridiculous compared to what they did back then. So I mean, they do what they need to do when it comes to games. Microsoft, I mean. I can't even think of anything for Microsoft. I really don't. Hyping up games from that we've already played. You know what I'm saying? Old games that we already played that we know these 5-year-olds who are hyping up are not going to go re-download. They're not going to re-download Rise of Tomb Raider and all that. No, you're not going to do that. But, they hype it up anyway. But again, what's the point? What's the point of all that if you don't have anything that brings in the customer? If you don't have anything that draws in the customer? And I already know some little 5-year-old's going to go, oh, no, we buy console with third-party games. Hence why third-party games sold the most. You do realize third-party games are multi-platform games, meaning they're on all 4 platforms, PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo. Yeah. I mean, your argument is completely invalid. Completely. Okay? When you don't have something new, if you don't have something of your own that can that's basically quote unquote the icing on top of the cake. If you don't have your own icing on the cake that draws people in, I'm sorry, but you're not going to get any more sales. What you're going to do. Now, obviously the Xbox One X is going to sell good. When it first comes out, it's probably going to sell 1 to 2 million immediately right at launch, because the fanboys who bought the Xbox One and who bought the Xbox One S day one, they're going to buy this thing day one, obviously, but that's pretty much it. The gap is not closing anytime soon. This gap is not closing. This gap is getting bigger. Let me see why this gap is getting bigger. Oh, God, I can't even speak. I can't even speak. But because I'm blown away because I got to repeat this, but it's pretty obvious the gap is not closing. Next year is the year of just PlayStation in general. Next year is the year of juggernauts. Nintendo pretty much has this year, pretty much. I mean, I'll give this year to Nintendo. They got Mario Odyssey. They got Legend of Zelda. They got games left and right. They're doing a good job with their console. But, Sony did good this year, too. They did great this year, too. So it's like, it's not really that bad either. Microsoft, what did they drop this year that's truly exclusive? Nothing. What did they drop last year that was truly exclusive? Nothing. What did they drop the year after that was truly exclusive? Nothing. Not a single thing has been dropped that's truly exclusive for the consumer. Not a single thing. Not a single thing. And I mean, I know that might upset people who are gonna try the best to damage control it. I mean, hey, you can try to damage control all you want, but I mean that's just common sense. You need exclusives in 2017. You need them. You need exclusives in 2018. You need them in years to come. Especially when third-party games are so, stagnant in terms of like performance. When you look at most of these third-party games, they look identical most of the time on these consoles, especially on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? YouTube, you can barely tell the difference. You can barely tell the difference. So you need your own games to separate yourself from the pack. You need your own. Microsoft needs to get with that. But something tells me they won't, especially when you have people who lie. Especially they say outlandish things like resolution doesn't give you graphics. Yeah, let that sink in. I mean, I see Nintendo and Sony doing fine at this rate. Nintendo and Sony, you know, one thing about Sony, especially Nintendo too, if not, you know, Nintendo at least moves a little faster, but Sony in particular, they start off very slow, especially when they release a new console. So PS5 is going to be fairly slow, but when they first get those consoles out, right, the games come very slow, and then after that, they start picking up steam. And once they pick up that steam, they keep coming and coming and coming. And they keep dropping until the point where you go, oh my God, there's so many games. I'm fatigued. That's how Sony operates with their games. Nintendo operates the exact same. It's so many games. That's how they do. Microsoft, I don't see that. I don't see that same type of, you know, that same type of courtesy for the consumer. And before somebody tries to damage control that, saying we don't need the first party, you know, they don't owe us first party. You bought this console. You bought a $500 console, which is the One X, or a $400 console, which is the you know, whatever console it is. But you bought this console, okay? You bought into this. You were offered, or you were promised, you know, the best experience and all that, and you're not getting that. They owe that to you because they advertise that to you. They owe you the best experience that they advertise. If they're not giving you what they're offering, then guess what? You just shafted yourself and you look stupid. And don't try to damage control that. Just don't. Especially if Sony were to do that, but guess what? Sony doesn't do that. Nintendo definitely doesn't do that. They know what to do. So it's like, again, what more do I need to say? What more do I need to say? Not much at all. But that's the video, man. Hope you guys enjoyed. Straight to the point, fairly to the point. I'll see you guys later. Hope you guys enjoy the video again, and shout out to the winners. And you guys have a good one. Deuces.